Hey Piscataway, my name is Kate-Lynn and I'm one of your teen services librarians. Today we're going to talk about one of my favorite books, Swing by Kwame Alexander. So some of you might be familiar with Kwame Alexander. He has written a bunch of really great novels and turned one of his novels into a graphic novel. So like some of his other books, this is a novel in verse, so it is told through poems. Have any of you ever had a crush on your best friend? Well, Noah, who's the main character in this book, does. We're going to read a little bit about his crush. If I can get to the right page. So today, I'm going to Dairy Queen. Today, I'm getting schooled on romance by a romance guru who works at Dairy Queen. Today, we're supposedly coming up with a plan at Dairy Queen to finally tell my best friend of 7 years that I think I love her. So Noah has been madly in love with Sam since 3rd grade. I bet you're wondering what Sam is like. We're going to read a little bit about that. Samantha Sam Worthington is a dancing, swaying, prowling contradiction. She is tough and kind, confident and uncertain. Grounded, but if she had sparrow's wings, she'd soar off and probably never return. She does whatever she wants. To borrow a line from a book we read last year, she's a woman, a phenomenally phenomenal woman. She sparkles. And I've been seeing stars ever since the 3rd grade, when Zach Lebrowski, the bus patrol, the dictator of the big yellow kingdom on wheels, told me to get out of his seat, and I wouldn't. So he punched me. I was the new kid who didn't know the rules. Out of nowhere came Sam. She pushed Zach out of the seat, then squeezed in next to me and offered a tissue, because apparently there was a tear, or maybe a couple. Her eyes were like 2 fiery sunsets, full of warmth and concern, and I kind of knew right then I would love her for the rest of my life. Noah begins writing Sam love letters using collage and blackout poetry. So this is one of the letters that he sends Sam. He leaves them in her locker anonymously. He doesn't tell her that they're from him. And it reads, "Dear love, I have known you for 2,000 seasons, yet each time I see you, it's love at first sight. I carry you like a wave inside the blue abundance that is my heart. Come swim with me." Noah really wants to take the leap, but he can't bring himself to tell Sam how he feels. Besides, she's already dating baseball star Cruz. That's where Walt steps in. Walt is Noah's other best friend. Let's hear a little bit about Walt. My best friend, Walt Disney Jones, is obsessed with jazz, baseball, dead famous people, and finding cool if it's the last thing we ever do. Walt's a self-proclaimed expert on how to never give up until you win. In other words, he's delusional. Walt slips all of the love notes into Sam's locker, and I'm not going to spoil what happens next. But while all of this is happening, this kind of drama with being in love with his best friend, a lot is going on in Walt's life too. Walt and Noah still haven't made the high school baseball team, and they try every year. It's their goal in high school to make the team. Walt's brother returns from his tour in the army, and Moses just isn't the same afterwards. Walt meets and falls in love with Divya, an older girl who works at the local thrift shop. Walt is always spewing facts about when and where famous people died, and tidbits of wisdom from his love guru cousin. He begins to listen to the Woohoo Woman, a podcast, and gets Hug Life tattooed on his arm. And there's someone who in town who is planting all of these little American flags all over. They're everywhere. Is this an act of patriotism, an act of defiance, or a harmless prank? Those of you familiar with Kwame Alexander will recognize the really fast-paced writing that manages to be both hilarious and heartbreaking. The best part about this book is that it is available in tons of different formats at the Piscataway Public Library. So we have print copies at both Kennedy and Westergaard. We have a physical audiobook on CD at Kennedy, and through the Libby app you can also get this book as an ebook and a digital audiobook. So you'll definitely want to check out Swing by Kwame Alexander.